As I've described in previous videos, there are two ways of connecting the necks on mandolins and mandolas. One is using the dovetail joint, and the other is using a V-joint, which is something I developed back in the late 60s. I'd like to take a few minutes and just talk about the virtues and features of these two joints and why I believe the V-joint is superior. The dovetail joint has 5 mating sides, the 2 back sides of the neck curvature, the 2 flat sides of the dovetail, and the back of the dovetail. Fitting these properly into the compound joint in the head block is quite a difficult task. In addition, the neck has to be cut, or the dovetail has to be cut in such a way that the neck ends up at the proper pitch, 4 degrees for an F4 and 6 degrees for an F5, so that when these go together, that fit must be absolutely perfect when it's attached. Another thing that's important about doing this joint is that the attitude of the neck, the left and right positioning of the neck, has to be correct. Getting that dovetail right is a rather difficult task. On the other hand, the V-joint has 2 flatted sides and 1 back of the neck that all 3 surfaces can be very efficiently glued together and mated. And there's enough liberty here, enough leeway, just a fraction of a degree, that when this is locked up in a fixture, the neck attitude and the neck pitch can be corrected as that neck is being glued in. Very often when dovetail joints are put together, one part or another has to be filled with either a glue or epoxy, which in my opinion is not a good way of closing a joint. So from a standpoint of fitting and aligning these two joints, while the dovetail is traditional, I really think the V-joint is a stronger joint, an easier to fit joint, one that's a little bit more forgiving when you put the neck in, get it aligned before it is glued in place, and I believe it's a stronger joint in the long run.